What's up, guys? Well, we are back out here again. Another little fun trip. Got Joe downstairs, and I got Hannah. So Hannah's gonna be the angler on our fish, and Joe's gonna wire it. Again, still dealing with this whole quarantine extension and not being able to get charters, and just trying to get out on the water when we can. A little bit stormy today, nothing crazy, but a little bit of overcast, kind of nice natural sunscreen. But yeah, I haven't been out here in a few days, so heading down to down south here. Current's pretty much a light north right now, so we're gonna go check out what could be happening down there. Get a lot of messages from people about, we're always talking about current here in Kona. Current's super important here because we're fishing structure all the time. Okay, we're not like looking for a temperature break so much, or like a water temperature break or a Gulf Stream or something like that. We're fishing structure. So similar to how maybe like your bottom fish or something, the structure is what's holding the bait, and basically the way that current is hitting that structure. When you think about guys like hang gliding or something off of using thermal upwellings, right? Or the way that wind would hit structure and move. So you think about water and how current and the direction that it's going when it would hit a structure, what it would do, it would basically upwell. And sometimes you'll get you get like a back eddy, and depending on the degree of the current. Anyways, underneath us here where we're fishing right now, is all kinds of little curves and everything. I'll show you a little bit of the bathymetry here. As you can see here, there's all these lines basically are showing underwater, sort of, almost mountains and little canyons and little like horseshoe areas. Basically, they depend on current. So depending what your current is doing is going to depend where you're going to focus your time and where you're going to go. So that's what we're always talking about current in Kona, because we're basically this pebble, or this rock, this giant mountain actually out in the middle of the ocean. So if our current's not good, the bait's not stacking up, and the fish aren't coming in here and so forth, the fishing's usually not going to be that great. So anyways, that's that. The other message I get is, how do I determine the current? So what I do, it's fairly simple. I don't trust any of those charts. They're just not accurate enough here for me. What I do is basically I know what speed I travel at the RPMs that I use on this boat. So when I come out of the harbor and say I make a left or I make a right, and I'll know immediately. So say I make a left, and generally at my RPMs I'm going to be doing about 8.2 knots or somewhere around that. So if I come out and I make a left, and all of a sudden I'm doing 7 knots or 6.5 knots, and I know that current's north, meaning it's coming from the south, pushing to the north. I'm heading into the current. And basically you can kind of narrow down the direction by just sort of making some turns, and then you kind of just tell by your speed. If you're not super familiar with what speed your boat's at or whatever, you can always just go out there and do a slow circle. Just do a circle at your trolling speed, and just keep an eye on your speed. Talking about speed over ground, keep an eye on your speed and see, okay, going this direction I'm going faster, going this direction slower. Pretty much common sense, super easy. It does make it difficult if you're fishing in rough weather and you have big seas and you're going down sea and up sea. Definitely does make it a little bit more difficult to figure out the direction of that current. But anyways, that's simple enough. That's what it is. For me, current is king out here. Pretty much the current's going to decide where I want to go and where I want to start fishing, and I'll check different spots along the area depending where it's at. If I find an area that looks good, I'll usually mow the lawn, and then when it's going to happen is usually around the tides. Not always, but your tides, I really like fishing those tide changes. So kind of how it is. Current is where you're going to locate them. Tide generally when it's going to happen, and by the end of the day it's fishing though. We're pulling lures, so sometimes you're heading to an area that you want to fish, you'll get piled on. So it is what it is. But anyhow,
Wow, Joe, have fun with this guy.
She goes.
Oh, he's
Phew.
lit up. That's a pretty
Fin's
fish.
lit up good. Woo!
Right.
Nice work.
Here we go. All right, so you just caught one. And that was a fun one on the leader. Hey Joe, that thing wanted to hurt you.
It wanted to hurt me, man.
I saw a look in his eye,
It's so.
and for a minute, I swear, he said, "I'm going to hurt this man."